All right, Davon. So thanks for hopping on with me.
Appreciate you for inviting me, Marcus.
All right, so I'm excited to talk to you here because we talk about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. And you are somebody who is in the process of transitioning into the STEM field. So the first thing I want to ask you is what made you decide that this is what you wanted to pursue?
So I want to say last year I started seeing a bunch of different content creators and what they were doing, whether it was cybersecurity or working with cloud-based technologies, data analytics, stuff like that. I was like, this is interesting. I've also taken a data analytics class myself back in 2023 for Google. And again, it's just starting to see more people like myself that look like you and I in these fields and doing some amazing things. So that really sparked my interest.
That's good. That's good. I appreciate that. Now, coming into tech, what kind of work were you doing before or are doing now?
So my background is mostly customer service based, admin type roles. So currently that's what I'm doing is like administrative work. But like I said, I'm just trying to find my way into the tech space now and just scale up from there.
So, what are some of the things that you've been doing to kind of break into that space?
So right now I'm transitioning into tech. I actually just completed my first certification this past Monday for CompTIA ITF. I passed that class, and now I'm moving on to
Congrats.
A plus. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm moving on to A plus this upcoming Tuesday, and then after that, I'm going to take my Security Plus.
Okay, that sounds good. So you said A plus, you did CompTIA, and now you're moving on to Security Plus. I was actually talking to a friend of mine about some AWS cloud certifications, but it sounds like you're going more into the security range. Have you looked at other fields in IT, and what made you kind of narrow in on that specific one?
So I would say I'm just trying to stay, I guess, within the government space since I already work for the government. And a lot of people that I've been speaking with told me that, hey, get your security plus, then you can start applying for government roles within the tech space or the gov tech space, I should add. So, yeah, that's what I'm just trying to do.
Now you said you've been talking to some people. Do you have any mentors that have gotten you through this process?
Yeah, so I have a friend of mine. His name is Chris. He's been actually helping me out a lot with this transition. And again, just different people on like social media that I follow, like Simone Bees. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her. She's from the DMV area. That's who really like sparked my interest to want to pursue like the gov tech roles and the career.
So I guess what aspects of this are most interesting to you?
For me, just the flexibility, honestly. I think after 2020, I think the world shift, and now I'm like, how can I enjoy life without having to slave away or having to stay in the cubicle, so to speak? So I think that definitely sparked my interest because like remote work, I think is just it's not going anywhere, and companies need to know, hey, we want you to come back to this office space and this, that, and that. Like, nah, I'm good on that. Like, I want to live my life. The work gonna get done, but yeah, I don't want to just sit in no cubicle. I'm good on that.
Yeah, I think 2020 shifted a lot of people's perspectives. I know for me, I had just come out of the social services space into like working in transportation. And when that pandemic hit, everything in social services kind of slowed down. It wasn't any more face
Yeah,
contact. People were trying to figure out how they could still build, but transportation was and the government was still rolling along. So it's definitely something to think about.
yeah.
So it's good that you have that kind of mentor. What's some of the best advice that you got, if you could say?
So I think with many different like avenues and roles that you can do within the space, it can get overwhelming. So especially for me, it's like very easy for me to get overwhelmed. I think the best advice that I've heard so far is do what you know. Basically, like my background is customer service. So for me, it would be better to stick with like, roles that I'm be supporting people. So just add to that.
Now, you said now you're working for a help desk and you are in the process of getting all of these certifications. And I know from my experience too, a lot of times you're doing this independent study, or you're taking are you going to boot camps, or let me ask you, are you going to boot camps, or are you just kind of doing this more on your own?
So I'm actually enrolled in a school in DC. It's called CC Prep. It stands for Community College Preparatory Academy. Um, it's a free resource for DC residents. So anybody that's in DC, take advantage of this. Because again, there are many opportunities by being a DC resident. So please, please take advantage of this. Um, yeah, I mean, you can't beat it. And they also have like other things like HVAC, paramedics, or if you, like I said, if you're just trying to get your GED, things like that. So please take advantage of that. Um, there are so many resources here. It's not even funny. So take advantage of it before it's just gone.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that too, because I know when a lot of people think about STEM, they think about IT and they think about technology, but the trades are a big part of STEM too, because you use science, technology, engineering, and math, and all of that from HVAC to plumbing to electrical work. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
And then you talked about school. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I also want to like to add, there's a shortage for blue collar work, like a major shortage. So if you're like just graduating high school, or even if you graduated college, or you still just trying to figure it out, I highly recommend blue collar work, because again, most of these places will train you for free. You don't have to go into thousands of dollars worth of debt. You can probably get an apprenticeship and they pay you for that. And also, that's a skill for a lifetime that you can pass down to other family members, or if you have children or friends. And honestly, that's how you can start building like that generational wealth that Black people that we always talk about. Those are like jobs that are never going to go nowhere: electrician, plumbing, HVAC, carpentry, welding, of course, technology, but those hands-on skills, like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I second that. I mean, and that's one of the things I want to focus on here. Start getting more guys in the trades on here to share their stories too, and let people see that how viable those opportunities are.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned school. What kind of student were you in school, in high school, and then how did that kind of influence your approach to this program?
Um, I would say I was decent in school. I did miss a lot due to health reasons. I was born with sickle cell anemia, so I spent majority of my whole school from elementary to high school in and out the hospital. I had to do a lot of makeup assignments just so I could graduate on time. And I did graduate on time, but I think that kind of like hindered me in my like career or whatever. Like I wanted to work, but I was like, I don't have a like career or pathway. So now that I'm 31, so I'm like, okay, I can do this technology stuff. So that's why I'm here now.
That's good. That's good, man. I appreciate that, man. God is good, man. You look healthy. You're
Appreciate
on the path to the career that that you really want. So I appreciate that. I appreciate
it.
that. Well, that's all we got, Davon. I appreciate you coming on. Thanks everybody for tuning in and checking us out. And we'll see you on the next one.
Make sure y'all subscribe too.